Many of them have this doubt of the timings in MCX. There are two sections in the MCX, that is Indian commodities. There are two things. One is agri commodities and another one is non-agri commodities. In agri commodities, it includes turmeric, cotton, mentha oil. It has low volume, and then the coming to the non-agri commodities, which has high volume, includes gold, silver, crude oil, and natural gas. These are famous commodities among Indians. Everyone knows the timing of commodities is 9 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. or 11:55 p.m. Why they are saying 11:30 p.m. or 11:55 p.m.? If you see for the agri commodities like mentha oil, turmeric, cotton, the time is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. only. But if you see for the gold or silver, for you, going to the MCX website and the products section, let's see gold. For the futures contract and February, the data given here is the trading session Monday to Friday time period, 9 a.m. to 11:30 or 11:55 p.m. And this was the reason daylight saving time in US. When there is daylight saving time in US, the non-agricultural commodities like gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas have the ending time of in 11:30 p.m. on 11:30 p.m. and when US is not in the daylight saving time, the ending time of commodity is 11:55 p.m. 25 minutes difference. Now, what is daylight saving time? In United States, US, the length of daylight between summer and winter changes. Okay, in summer the daylight will be more, and in winter the daylight will be less because the sun rises earlier in summer and sets very late. Sun rises around 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. and sets around 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. in summer. So there will be more daylight, and there will be more daylight in the evening time, more daylight. And in winter, the daylight will be very less. Literally, there is no sunshine in the winter season in US because the sun rises very late around 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. and sets very earlier 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. It means the evening becomes dark earlier, sooner than the summer. So the US, the United States, changes the clock. Because of this, the United States government has changed the clock because the people lack more vitamin D, so they take supplements and sunbath and all. So to make the better use of daylight in the summer, they changes the clock 1 hour ahead and before. Now coming to the change in the clock in March 2nd Sunday in every year, in March 2nd Sunday at exactly 2 a.m. the clock moves forward to 3 a.m. That is, the 2 a.m. will be suddenly changes to 3 a.m. That is 1 hour is skipped. This is called a spring forward. Why US moves 1 hour forward in their clock? For example, if it moves 1 hour forward, 7 a.m. will become 8 a.m. Okay, 7 a.m. will become 8 a.m. This is the main reason is to make better use of the natural sunlight. If people wake up at 7 a.m., a lot of morning sunlight is already wasted while most people are sleeping because the sun rises around 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. Okay, so instead of wasting the daylight in the morning, the US government shifts the clock forward by 1 hour in the March. Now sunrise feels later on the clock. Okay, and sunsets also feels later. This gives people more daylight in the evening after work. This feels little bit difficult to understand how they are waking early. If 7 a.m. becomes 8 a.m., 6 a.m. becomes 7 a.m. and 5 a.m. becomes 6 a.m. Person usually if he wants to wake up at 6 a.m. All the day in the year, every day in the year, in after March, he will wakes 1 hour earlier because the 5 a.m. has become to the 6 a.m. Okay, if you have further doubts or can't understand, please imagine pausing the video for 1 minute. You will get it. Why they do this in March? Because to use more daylight and to use less electricity and to make the people involved more outdoor and shopping, uh, so this they can save electricity and they can get vitamin D also. Okay, now coming to winter. That is, the winter starts in November month. Okay, when in November on the first Sunday, 2 a.m. becomes 1 a.m. The clocks suddenly changes. When 2 a.m. comes, it suddenly changes to 1 a.m. It is 1 hour is repeated. Okay, when 2 a.m. becomes 1 a.m., again the clock has to travel to 1 to 2 a.m. So 1 hour has been repeated, and this is called fallback. Okay, and why they are doing this? Because in winter the situation changes. Sunrises becomes late and sunsets earlier. If they keep the clock 1 hour ahead, morning would become too dark. If they keep the clock same as like doing in March, the morning would be dark for schools and colleges and offices. So if they move the clock back from 2 a.m. to 1 a.m., it means 7 a.m. has been moved to 6 a.m. 8 a.m. has been moved to 7 a.m. Okay, if the office time is 9 a.m. every day in the year, it means that 10 a.m. has been changed to the 9 a.m. in the November month. So they can go to the office late after the sun rises because in winter no sunshine in US. So this gives more light in the morning during the winter. And this concept was proposed by George Hudson in 1895. The people of America first ignored this concept and later they realized how beneficial this was. Now let me connect this with the MCX sessions. Why they are changing to 11:30 or 11:55 p.m. Before explaining why MCX closes 11:30 p.m. sometimes and 11:55 p.m. sometimes, we must understand one important thing, that is Indian commodity market tracks the global market. Okay, like gold, silver, and crude oil are not only an Indian products, they are traded all over the world. The biggest market for gold and crude oil is United States. So when the US market is active, the Indian commodity market also sees more movement. It tracks the US market. Okay. This is 9 a.m. Indian Standard Time at XAUUSD gold global gold market COMEX, and this is gold petal 9 a.m. starting. See how the gold MCX tracks the XAUUSD US market. See the directions, the moving. This has a formula of the gold petal is equal to XAUSD, the US market gold price, into the USD INR rate. How much rupee 1 USD cost is also a matter, because the gold is denoted in USD first and that is converted to Indian rupees. This is how Indian commodity works for all, for also crude oil also, and has some local factors affect this prices also. Here the XAUSD is 24 hours global market, and coming to Indian session, to match this 24 hours, we are having two sessions, that is 9 to 5 and 9 to 5:30 and 5:30 to 11:30 or 11:55 p.m. To match this 24 hours market, we are having this second session. Now we see the exact reason of 11:55 or 11:30. Now let us clearly understand the reason. The main reason is the time difference. It's very simple. The time difference between India and New York. During US standard time, which is from November to March in winter season, India is 10 hours 30 minutes ahead of the New York timing. When it is 8 a.m. in New York, in India, it will be 6:30 p.m. evening. This morning and this is evening. Okay. In India, the New York Forex session, the New York Forex session starts from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. New York timing, that is 6:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. according to the India time. So during this period, MCX closes till 11:55 p.m. So coming to US daylight saving time, the US clocks moves 1 hour ahead. That means The same, the US Forex time starts 8 a.m. same, but in according to the India, because of this 1 hour ahead movement, it's 5:30 p.m. 8 a.m. is 5:30 p.m. in new US daylight saving time. In US Standard Time, 8 a.m. is 6:30 p.m. Because of 1 hour ahead movement in the US clock, 8 a.m. is 5:30 p.m. in India. Because of early starting of MCX, that is early starting of New York session, it closes earlier, 1 hour ahead to 3:30 a.m. That is 2:30 a.m. So the MCX timing also closes before, reduced to 25 minutes. This is to roughly match the global session. This is a rough calculation, and it's not a calculation, it's a rough timing they have been kept. Okay, this is a reason for 11:30 or 11:55 p.m. Simply, you should know from November to March, the MCX non-agri commodities like gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, it's open till 11:55 p.m. and from March to November it closes, that's open till 11:30 p.m. If you have any further doubts regarding this or have to make video on any specific topic, let's say anything you want, ask in comment section. Thank you.